You know how like China had like the Ming Dynasty and then finally became China? It's the same as Korea. Like they had like all these different like dynasties and families in power, and then it finally became Korea.
So Korea was
It's like the original,
like the biggest probably group of people that identified as like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, does it mean anything?
I don't know. I have to look it up, but yeah, probably.
Wait, what was the other name that you said it had?
Hanguk is like actual. It's Korea. It's Korea
Hanguk?
in Korean. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it just means like Korea.
Yeah, in Korean. That's how you pronounce it in Korean.
Okay.
Like Korea is not a Korean word. Korea is an English word for
Hanguk.
Hanguk. Yeah.
I wonder where they got that from. What does Ethiopia mean?
I think it's like land of the black people.
Really?
I think so.
That's so unoriginal. I'm sorry, but that's very unoriginal. Is Ethiopia an Ethiopian word?
Yeah, the country of the blacks.
Interesting.
Wait, it's Greek?
It's Greek. Mm-hmm.
It's a Greek word, or it's
To burn the face. So the country of the blacks.
Huh.
the name Korea? That makes sense. The name Korea, used by English speakers today, appeared to have derived during the time of the Silk Road, when the dynasty in Korea called itself Koryo. Koryo, Korea.
Koryo.
So what's Koryo mean?
Koryo, like I said,
It's
Koryo
like a group
was
of-
like the dynasty before.
Oh, okay.
So basically, before Korea came out with this alphabet called Hangul, it was called Koryo, right? The country. And then the king came out with the alphabet called Hangul. The country renamed itself to Hanguk based off of that alphabet.
So then ever since then you've been hungry.
That's a good one. That's funny. Yeah. Because before then we were using the old Chinese alphabet. Like, I forget what it was called.
Because I think the idea is that most of those islands were populated from China, right? Like descendants from China.
Well, Korea's a majority is a peninsula. So it's like China's here, and then there's like a peninsula that comes down like right here. Korea.
Right.
And then there's like a couple of islands that are this way that are kind of like, is it Korean or is it Chinese? And then there's one island right here that is it like Korean or is it Japanese?
Okay.
Yeah.
So Korea is like between China and Japan.
Yeah,
to some extent, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
no, it's exactly between
Japan runs like a little bit more south, right?
So this
southeast.
is China. This is like Korea right here. This is North Korea, and this is South Korea, right? That's why North Korea has such a good relationship with China. Right. And then Japan is like right here. There's like a sea. But then, so basically like all Japanese people are like mixed between like Chinese and Korean. And then all Korean people are like kind of like Chinese and like Mongolian mix, kind of. Yeah. Low key.
Yeah.
So in Korea, why is it that can you, like, I don't know if you know about this, but the last name Kim and the last name like Lee?
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it just like all from the same family kind of thing, or
because they're all like common last names.
Oh, that's all it is. It's not like it doesn't tell you.
So it was
what
like classes. It's like classism, right? Like
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. So like, if you were a commoner, right? Like, they all had the same last names, right? It was Kim or Lee. There's like, I don't know, like there's like 5 or 6 like common Korean last names, and they all had the same ones, right? If you're common or like a family of status, you had a different last name, and that's what differentiated your last name.
Yeah,
because there weren't many of those different last names, because there aren't as many like, royal or like, I don't know, families of status.
Yeah.
So what's you mean? Is that like associated with anything?
Yeah, it's more of like a I don't know, like a special one, I guess.
It is? Are you special?
No, but it doesn't mean shit now.
royalty in the building.
No, it doesn't mean shit. No, it literally doesn't mean shit, dude. Like, now, like these days doesn't.
It's kind of like Spanish names, right? It's like, and kind of like Stevenson and stuff like that too, right? But like Ramirez, Martinez, and all of that, it's like you were the property of a guy named Martin.
Oh,
Martinez.
The property.
Yeah. Because
like
surnames,
Martinez.
yeah, like you belong to that kind of like you know, like when it was serifs and stuff like that. Serfs? Is it serfs?
Serfs.
Serf. Yeah.
Interesting.
So people owned land, and like this guy named Martin was, you know, he was a huge landowner in Spain or something, right? So then when they moved over to like Latin America, they would be de Martin, right? You know, your name would be like of Martin, and then slowly that changed to Martinez or like Ramirez.
Interesting. Okay. Wow.
No, but I was reading about Korean names because of what's his name? Young-Hoi Koo.
Is he a soccer player?
He's a kicker for the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
He's a really big Korean.
Yeah, he just got signed. The biggest Korean athlete is a soccer player, son for the Spurs.
Yeah. He's the
biggest Korean.
What
athlete.
is he? The striker for the Korean team?
Yeah, dude, he's dirty.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
I'm just over here sad at how much editing is going to have to happen because Daniel refuses to care
are we
about
talking right
background noise
now?
at all.
Yeah.
Oh, we're recording? Oh, I thought we were just having a
Let
conversation.
me tell you, right? So we were in Korea, and I'm just like,
oh, because I thought we were literally having just a regular. I didn't know we were.
I mean, it could be like
recording.
warm up, but I had to read up on Korean names. I don't know. I was reading the article, and they were like, Korean people have 3 names. One of them is generational.
Yeah.
One of them is family, and then the other is like your name.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then you Americanize it when you come over here.
Yeah. So basically, when you Americanize it, what most Korean families do is they'll give you like an English first name, right?
Uh-huh.
So like mine